Also, now we're looking at another hazard. Thank you. RSI, it used to be called occupational overuse syndrome. RSI is repetitive strain injury. So every time you type, it's repetitive. Every time you write, it's the same thing over and over again. You get strains in your wrists and your hands, and you said in your tendons and your wrists. But sometimes they have the wrist gel for your wrist.
Yeah, they have it now.
Have that at your workplace?
They have it now, but it's only lately. But before.
Absolutely, because these things are only you.
Yeah.
They weren't aware of these things back in the day. But every time they get aware, they will implement it. But it does take a while because it's new technology that comes out.
It's only lately.
Yeah. So what else do you have there that will help you in terms of your?
Yeah, that's the one, and also with the back problem, posture problem,
Yep, so
everything. Because
your back?
with the chair before, you couldn't even. There's no adjustments or anything, but now with this lately, the past 2-3 years, they give us a really nice chair now, where you can adjust it to put it up or put it down or whatever you're comfortable with.
Which is and good. That's a good example. It's actually called an ergonomic hazard, ergonomic guideline. So it's designing your workplace to support individual. So your individual characteristics, because everyone's different. So they have to support. They can't just say this one chair will be the same chair and comfortable for everyone. You need to be able to adjust it according to your own posture. So it's ergonomic. So designing the workplace according to every individual. So and it's a different. Not only the chair, but also plant and equipment is different design. So it's ergonomic guidelines, which is awesome that people should have. Also poor lighting as well. So some people might need more brighter lights or dull lights, depending. Because some people get instant headaches. They might have to be away from different lights. They can't absorb too much light. So it's different. Ergonomics is changing the workplace to suit every worker. Every worker is different. So that they're trying to implement that, which is good.
Because a lady came to the office one time and
she's part of IHS.
Yeah, so ergonomics. She wants to have a look at the chairs, how we sat in the chair, and how we have this thing to put it in when we copy some documents. And there's a stand where you can put a document there and you can just
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, which is good.
It's a certain distance from your eye, because that can also cause.
That's what she said. So
you
just put it here, and then you would know that you're comfortable, and you can just type. Yeah, which is very good. But before this government licensing service, I used to type a lot of branches in the Excel, and my wrist is so painful because it's straight to 3 hours, and it's too much, and so. They designed now under the government licensing system for all non-profit organizations to do it themselves. All the branches, they have to type it in our template, like branch performer template, which I email to them, and then they have to fill it in themselves and then send it back to us for. So I don't have to type anything anymore. I just have to attach the document.
Oh, that's really good. So that helps with your RSI.
Yes, especially with so many. Like Red Cross, they got so many branches. That's a non-profit organization. I so many, they got how many, 300, 400, and you have to type not only the name, the address, email, phone number.
But it's data entry, you have to type everything.
But now they have to do it themselves, and then they just have to, I email the document, the template.
Oh, that's good, that's really good.
The XL one, and then, this is our policy now, that you just have to do this one. You don't have to do it now under our license, so I can electronically attach to the license. So once we know if they have branches, we got to go to activities and events, have a look. They get branches and it's all there already.
This is very good. Yeah, that is good. Because it does save that strain. Yeah, it definitely does help.
It helps a lot. It helps a lot.
So it's good that your workplace is always trying to find ways to help with these hazards, overcome them, and always find new ways according to policy. Definitely time consuming and also strains and pains.
And that's not the only thing that you do.
Absolutely.
Branches,
so there's other things to do.
I got this gel here near the what's that now, but I don't type much with the branches. So.
But the gel will still help
for
future.
With the because he help you with the while you type. There's a what's that there, and then the gel in the or the how do you call that, mouses?
With a mouse is a gel pad. And also like keypads, keyboards also have the stand. Usually have the stand for that. And also your footstool, your footrest.
I have a footrest.
You put your rest as well. They're all economical designs.
Yeah.
According to every individual is different.
Not individual. Not everyone had the footstool.
Not everyone.
But it may like have to rest it sometimes. If you do like that all the time, you have to have still to rest up.
And regular breaks. You need regular breaks. Also walk. Always good exercise to walk.
I'm gonna go. I said, do it. I don't do that one for a while. Just go and walk for a while because it's too much.
Absolutely, you need to have your breaks. It's important to overcome hazards. And that leads us to psychological, because you need breaks. If you don't, then it will cause psychological hazard, and a psychological hazard is mental health. So your it's not looking at manual, it's not looking at your physical well-being, it's looking at your mental state. And it's important because you might feel like you're under pressure. You have so much deadlines, this needs to be done now, not later, now. Okay, so you might feel like, you're pressured. Then you become stressed because you have so much work to do. You have to do this, you have to do that. Also, bullying, you might be bullied by your boss, you might be bullied by your other colleagues, and they might be discriminating against you. By law, there can be no discrimination. It can't be discrimination based on your age, your sex, pregnancy, marital status, or disability. You cannot be discriminated. So people feel like they're being discriminated against, that affects their psychological state, leads to depression, etc. Anxiety. Also, satisfaction. You might not be satisfied in your work. You just had enough. You just don't like your job anymore. You've been doing it for too long. It's boring. It doesn't give you any satisfaction anymore. You don't feel like you've been recognised. There's no recognition. You do all this hard work and you're not being recognised. So some workers have, awards that they give so that people feel recognised, like Employee of the Month, etc. Again, as you said, repetitive work. That comes under psychological hazard. It's not a working environment hazard. It's psychological because you're not happy. It's a personal thing. And you might not have task variety. You might be doing the same job. And also job insecurity. You might feel like, your job is not secure. It's not stable. So you just don't feel interested in it. You don't feel like there's a future. And therefore you might have financial problems, that you need this money, etc. That could be straining on your work. Also, unrealistic workloads. They might just be giving you a lot of work that you know that you cannot do within the time that they've given you because it's just too much work. That's a problem. You might have too much shift work, and you have a family to support. That's why you have to take a job, but you don't want to do shift work. You might have long hours, and also you just don't understand your job. Some people just don't understand what the job entails, so that leads to them getting depressed because they don't understand what the job they have to do. So it's always important to understand your role before you take on any role. So psychological is your well-being, your emotional well-being. And it's always good, if you have any of these problems, to seek a counsellor or talk to your OH&S representative or anyone else that you can talk to about it before it leads out of control. So psychological hazard. So does anyone experience any sort of hazard that they believe is psychological in their workplace? We'll start off with you, Pilar, and then we'll go to Kevin.
Yeah, well, especially with my job, because with my job now, it's not only one thing. You don't only process one thing. You do other jobs under different type of legislation. So you have to learn that. And I've been learning that other game of chance, which you do the Arch Union permit, game of chance like Chocolate Hill and everything. And I'm learning it. And sometimes my supervisor had to, make sure that you do this one now. You complete this. And I said, I'm only learning this job for the last 3 days. And now seems like you're bullying me, isn't it? I said, because I said, I know I'm gonna do this job, I'm learning, and you don't have to tell me that, do this straight away, or do this, or make sure that you finish it. So I wasn't happy before, so I went to complain with his supervisor, which I said, I had enough. I got too much headache with this type of job now, and I don't get extra money with this one. I know we're gonna learn all these things to be how do you call that? Be very skillful to learn every different aspects,
to develop your professional skills.
Learn different legislation and everything. I know that's part of our job now in future jobs. But what I'm saying, give me time. And the thing is, the way you talk, it seems like I'm already expert, and I have to learn every aspect of it. Why should you bully me like that? So I went to his supervisor, talked to him. I said I got so much headache, my blood pressure goes up, because I said I can do the job, but give me time. You could every morning she comes to me. Did you finish that, Pilar? Finish that? And I said, I'm still learning. Can you not just give me enough time to do it? And I said, so since then, when I went to his boss or his supervisor, he won't do it anymore because it's too much. I said, I noticed the difference now, Steve, that you don't go to bully me or finish this or finish that. I mean, I'm only learning. So I said, if you want me to learn, give me time. But now he gave it back to the other employee to do it now, because I couldn't what's that? I couldn't put up in my head because it's too much very fiddly thing to do, and you have to make sure that this one she got 75% of this and this one 26%. It's all percentages in their what's that? in their income and expenses. What was it?